How's it going, everyone? Mad Spartan here, and today we are up against 4 Loki, which I have to say I am so excited. They're one of the few alliances that I actually know from when I first started playing the game, so they're just like a legend status alliance. So I was definitely really excited that, not only do we get to play them, I'm just excited that we're at a level now that we're able to match up with them and just it not be a total mismatch because we're both, we deserve to be here. And just overall, it's definitely a huge confidence boost to be playing, the people that you always listen to and always watched and always just admired. So, let's just kick into it. First up, we do have a Chavez, which, if anyone knows about Chavez, the AI can be really on your side or really against you. She can either be throwing constant heavies until she gets the reverberation or constantly throw SP1s, mitigating any chance of her throwing any type of heavies. So we're going to keep her in the corner here, hoping that she constantly retaliates with an SP1. She does seem to keep doing that. She hasn't even thrown a single heavy yet to gain any type of power gain on the SP1. So I'm definitely really happy about that. I do hit her with heavies because a lot of times I felt as though the computer is more likely to throw a special when they're getting up off the ground than in any other state. Do a double medium with a 5-hit combo into SP3. Don't have to do the heavy spam here because the SP3 should be enough by itself to kill. And just like that, she goes down. Total domination. I'm feeling pumped. I was so excited when I saw the tag for this alliance. So, second fight we have is an Atuma, which is an interesting placement for him because if he's high enough awake, he can gain 2 concussions, which on top of on 2 concussions, he gains all of his stuff. I think each concussion increases his ability accuracy by 35% because it's like a negative concussion, but he makes it an inverse amount. He's an interesting character. So I believe he'll get 2 concussions, each doing 35%, which will make it so he has a 70% increase to all of his abilities. So that makes him gain more hydrations on SP1. It makes him revertebrate faster. And on top of the 2 concussions with Sadist, that's a 50% attack increase, which is an absurd amount on both, which will turn into 100%. So that means the reverteration is 100%. His burst damage is 100% if he happens to hit you with it. But as I'm talking, with 45 seconds, we take him right down because we throw the heavy into the SP3 and just watch his health melt. Even with class disadvantage, she has total domination on it. Now, next up, we do have an Ebony Maw, which is a nothing fight, of course, with a buff immune. I was feeling a little nervous about it, though, because the last time I fought Maw, I believe like 3 or 4 wars ago, I wasn't feeling confident in my placement on his specials. I know that a big problem was I usually know the spacing because Titanium Maw is like one of my signature fights. So I know when to dash back, when not to, and like how far I can dash back with distance. But a lot of times, if I feel like I'm going to get hit, I'll just dash back and take the L. There's always Haymaker to come in to bail me out, if I have to throw a random heavy into nothing. Now there, I was going to charge the heavy, but after analyzing the distance, I realized I was probably going to get hit by that last hit. I'm trying to hold on to my Haymaker here. I ended up calling in the Relic, so I was able to throw a heavy into the SP3, and just like that, he should be dead, 27% on a Mystic. Throw the SP3, and just like that, that's another guy down just from the SP3 into the heavy. It is absurd. Next up, we do have a Maestro, which I was kind of nervous about. I know that Magneto takes him, but this is a very uncomfortable fight, especially for Mag of all people. But I'm definitely happy that I believe it was 2 or 3 wars ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, when they put Zemo on this fight, and it was a very easy Mag fight because he's metal. I made a grave mistake by holding heavy to duplicate the buffs, because if you duplicate, let's say you duplicate 10 buffs, and it turns into 20, and those 10 buffs expire, that's 8% times 10 of a bar of power being given to him all in one shot. It's definitely not a good fight. He does end up throwing his SP1 into my block there, which is very nerve-wracking. If I missed that Dex, it would have been game over. Now I'm gonna keep hitting him with the heavy. Unfortunately, we do glance a few times, but magnetism does stop that from happening a lot. And you can see even when the glance comes out, we do still gain the prowess. I guess because there's so many different effects that the glance could stop. It has to, I guess, pick one. So maybe we won't get the burst on the heavy, but we'll gain a prowess. So, and in the grand scheme of things, of course, gaining the prowess is definitely a lot more important. Now, when this fight was going on, I realized I kind of made a mistake here we're not winning right now. We're taking a lot of damage to our block. He's not really throwing his specials too much. I know that when I throw the heavy and use the precision charge from dexterity, he's not only gaining power, but it's just giving him a ton of power from the heavy itself. So, you know, he ends up almost gaining a bar just from the heavy and then the dexterity buff ending. We are in the corner now, and I don't have enough buffs. Tried to get a repair here, got 42, which I was very excited about. I was very happy about it. I actually had my dad watching me while I was fighting this, and he was just like, it's game over. But I knew in my head it wasn't game over yet, because I know when these passive precisions, when these prowesses run out, he's just going to shoot to 3 bars, and just like that, he shoots to 3 bars. And it's one of the few champs in the game that I don't know what happens when you get hit by an SP3. So I was assuming the worst. Like, I was assuming, like, every degen debuff in the game is going to get hit on me. And, like, I just thought I was going to die. But to my benefit, it gave no damage over time debuffs. It just stunned me for a long time. But I did use an indestructible, which was, to be honest, by luck. I just kind of threw it on because I felt like I needed it. And we ended up working out pretty well with that. I didn't have that much health left at the end of it, but either way, the bleeds expired and he got a huge burst damage, and just like that, took down Maestro. You know, kind of had a little bit of a heart attack on that one, but yeah. Next up, like most of my videos, we have Power Snack Onslaught. Now, if any of you are wondering why I take it, I do have Titania, which completely locks down the fight. She's buff immune, so there's no Power Snack. And also, you can throw her specials pretty freely. As long as you're in Haymaker, the Haymaker will stop the Power Sting damage too. So overall, like, she's a complete total counter to it, as long as you know how to dex his SP1. The thing is, I don't know what happened this fight. I don't know if it was because I just came back from that crazy Magneto fight, but this fight doesn't really go as smooth as they usually do. I do end up throwing the SP2 here, so I have a chance to back up. You know, because the worst thing to do is when you end the combo and he has the crush debuff, like, passively charged, because you have to make a decision whether you want to end the combo and hold block and hope that he doesn't attack with the crush debuff, or to immediately dash back. But if he dashes back and he throws an SP1 while you're dashing back, he could clip you, and then you end up getting hit with the SP1. So a lot of times I like to kind of reset the game back to neutral, whether it's hitting him with a random heavy in Haymaker or to throw just a special to get him off his feet so I have time to dash back. So as you can see, the fight's going pretty well. We're not doing, like, too bad. I'm not really hitting him with SP3s right now because I kind of want to get to the SP3 when I know that the fight is over. It's kind of just an indicator that I'm almost done. Not to mention, I do like holding the SP1 or the SP2 for when that instance happens that I just told you guys about, where I have to reset him back to 0, you know, basically back to neutral, so I can basically come back. I do a 3-hit combo here into another 5-hit combo to gain some more damage. We are willpower regen about like 450, so it definitely is a nice regen boost. Like I said in my last video, you don't have to use a gray regen boost on this fight, especially with willpower regen stopping it. He does end up hitting our intercept with his intercept. I don't know how that happened, but either way, we do take some damage. It's not so much the damage that we take, it's the fact that we lost our indestructible. And he ends up dashing back and backdrafting me again, and he hits me with a heavy. It was a crazy interaction. But the biggest thing with this fight is, and I've told anyone this, when you get hit by Onslaught, you can't panic. You know, you can't, it sounds stupid, but like, you can't get nervous, you can't get anxious, because if you start to feel any type of way, your timing will be wrong when he throws that SP1. I've seen plenty of people fight him, you know, get hit and you get a little nervous to try to back away, and he'll immediately catch them with an SP1. It's almost like the computer knows that you're off your game when he hits you, so he immediately throws that SP1 like into your dex or just anything. Now, I did end up trying to catch him with the relic, but unfortunately I couldn't do that. I was very upset with myself, so I ended up having to cash in my Haymaker, charging a heavy. We're going to try to hit him with a heavy here to get a burst, hit him with another heavy to duplicate again, and just like that, 45,000 rounded up, of course, with a 13,000 burst. And just like that, he went down for the count. Was a little nerve-wracking, especially that Maestro fight. I could not believe it. It's just not playing ball at all with me. But yeah, I feel like I'm playing a lot better. You know, I'm gaining my confidence back. I know it was a tough first couple of wars, just with the new meta and, you know, me just not being able to take some fights. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Hope you guys are noticing the improvement. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.